Hey everyone, welcome to the podcast Without a Luke Skywalker. Today I have with me
Ricky,
Chuck McGurk,
Nate,
and your host Antoine Bandelay. So it's been 24 hours since we've had our new official Star Wars full-length theatrical trailer. It's already generated over 21 million views, probably more if you factor in Facebook and all the other video players around the internet. But we're going to talk about
private
it now.
QuickTime views.
your private, and all of our private
It's
QuickTime
at least
views.
100.
But yes, we're gonna talk about it, and what we thought about it, and kind of have a general discussion about it in general. So, what do you guys think about it?
Should have sent a poet.
should have sent a poet. That's even too poetic.
Yeah, I didn't even get that. What? So you mean like
Contact. Contact. No words. Should have sent a poet.
Is that? Wait, I don't get what that is.
What? The movie
What?
Contact.
Oh, I've never seen that. Okay, now I feel.
What? Get out. Get
Yeah.
off your own podcast.
I have no idea what that is, so I feel better about not knowing what that
Never
was.
mind.
What was this your favorite trailer so far out of the three?
Easily
Yeah.
had the best of all the other trailers.
Yeah, I think so.
Including half of all the other trailers.
Correct. Yeah, it
Repeated
pretty much
shots.
included all the other trailers.
That was the one thing I was really happy about, was that this wasn't a trailer where it was just all like a bunch of recycled footage. Like, because some of the teases, they didn't really tease anything too new. Like, it was a bunch of shots that we've seen, and then kind of like, from different angles or whatever. But I was worried it would kind of be a mix of the trailers we'd already seen. But this is like 95% new.
Right. Yeah, a lot of it is new.
And not like heavy on plot. Which
Right. Oh, okay.
I was nervous about.
Right. That's the first thing I want to talk about, is because something I didn't talk about yesterday. I should have. Is that this is very much a J.J. Abrams trailer, and it's very refreshing to have a trailer that does not reveal anything. It's not a spoiler trailer that we've gotten over the past decades. Really, now at this point, is that all the trailers that we get nowadays are give away the entire plot. You see the entire 3-act structure within the trailer, and you're like, okay, so what am I going to go to watch the movie for? Like, what am I going to be surprised by?
Yeah.
And this one's completely, it still gives you the tone of what you're going to get, but doesn't give away any kind of story details whatsoever.
Yeah, the one thing I was really, really excited, the part that really actually made me like literally squee with joy, was Han's thing that he said throughout.
Yeah.
I agree.
And it tells you about the state of the galaxy that they're in, and it's something that I hadn't even thought about. I was like, that's perfect. Of course, the Jedi would be completely legend at this point. Like,
They even
nobody
were in the
would-
original trilogy, they were legends.
Yeah, and that and that was 30. I mean, at this point, it's been like 60 years since Order 66. So of course, nobody freaking and like the whole Vader Luke thing, that was a fairly isolated incident as far as the rest of the galaxy is concerned.
Yeah, everything related to the Sith and Jedi, all their engagements were pretty much behind closed doors since the Clone Wars, basically.
Mm-hmm.
It took 60 years, but Han Solo found Jesus.
Basically, yeah, that's basically what it was, and that's great. Like this meme going around on the internet today about what is the exact meme? It's like it shows like what he was saying before in A New Hope, where he's like hokey religion and stuff like that. Like, I don't believe in that stuff, and now he's like, oh yeah, all of it's true, guys, all of it's true.
Even the fact that Greedo shot first, get out.
Oh yeah, that was another meme too. That was great.
I shot first. It's true. All of it.
There's another meme too where he's holding up a Legends book, Heir to the Empire, where he's like, yes, all of it.
Also, I love that.
That was like the part that, again, that made me really, really emotional too, especially the second time watching it. I was so overwhelmed the first time. I was just like, what are words? What is life? But we watched it immediately after, and like my eyes were like glossy with like tears. And I was like, nope, don't cry. You're not gonna cry. But when he says that it's true, all of it, it really, that's probably the only piece of the story that we sort of feels confirmed to us. Like, oh, all right.
Right. I actually want to talk about that a little bit. Do we think, because I personally think, especially with the leak photo of Luke, that there was at least an attempt to bring about training Force sensitives, but something could have gone wrong, and the only thing that we've seen that kind of can say something went wrong and it came into something would be the Knights of Ren, which we see halfway through the trailer.
Yeah. To avoid spoilers, I'm going to say this. If you read Weapon of a Jedi, there's Antoine knows, there's some hints as to the answer to that question. Like you kind of have an idea of what's to come. The question is
the book that fills in the gap between Jedi and this.
No, it
No.
actually takes place between A New Hope and Empire.
yeah,
That particular
Okay.
book.
Okay.
which is kind of neat. Like that one takes place between 4 and 5, and then the Leia and Han take place between 5 and 6. But all three of them have hints at the Force Awakens and stuff. It's really neat.
Well, I guess
The
technically
name-
the book does take place during the Force Awakens. Technically,
Yeah,
I think Weapon of a Jedi takes place around the same time that the main Star Wars comic. I don't know if you've been reading
Yes,
that.
it's
but
right
the main
before. It's right
storyline.
before in that.
Yeah, it's sort of that same period where he's just like, yeah, I'm a Jedi. I don't really know how to be one, but I'm figuring it out.
yeah. Do you? I don't know. What were we?
We're just talking about what do we think Luke has been doing, or why is it that they're still legends right now?
Well,
He
this
better
is
do
my
something
thing.
good.
Because, oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just I was thinking about it tonight as I was rewatching the trailer. I was like, where is Luke during all of this?
Yeah.
It's one
And
shot.
I-
One shot.
I want a
Yeah.
really good explanation that doesn't make me think he's an irresponsible jackass.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. Me too. I want
That was the
too.
first thing Turk's mom said when we showed her the trailer today. The first thing she says at the end of the trailer after seeing it all is like, "Where's Luke Skywalker?"
Where's the protagonist?
She's
of
like,
the
because I don't want to go
previous
see
trilogy?
it if there's no Luke Skywalker.
It's like 1965. Where is Luke Skywalker? That's the question on everyone's mind.
Oh my God.
But like the first thing I thought of when, okay, I'm gonna say some stuff. I know a lot of stuff about the story. I still don't know a lot, but I know enough, and I understand why Luke is not there. And it's not like something that should really come as a surprise to a lot of people, because the one thing that Luke Skywalker talks about through 4, 5, and 6 is always, "I shouldn't have come. I'm endangering the mission." And he always feels like he shouldn't be with them. He's a danger. Not only is he the only Jedi now, he's also the guy that's responsible for overthrowing, Palpatine, and for everyone's knowledge no one knows better. He probably killed Vader. No one knows the difference.
Well, that's
So
true.
he's most wanted on everyone's list.
So he's Harry Potter at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
No
he-
way.
This is definitely Hallows.
Yeah, if there's any knowledge of him and any resistance base anywhere, he puts them all at jeopardy, and I think he understands that. So he has to kind of go in hiding. That being said, I think he's not just hermiting. I think he's doing stuff in hiding.
Right, I think that too. I think if he did try to start up the Jedi Academy again, it would be more of a secret society kind of thing, not like a Jedi temple on Coruscant, that kind of a thing. But caves and backwater planets where he finds force sensitives and tries to train them. But maybe it kind of got out of hand at a point, and devolves into something else.
It definitely would be uncharacteristic of him to not do anything. Like, all right, guys, I do what I got to do. I'm going to go hermit it up and be real sad in a cave somewhere. Like, he's definitely doing something.
Yeah, I doubt he's doing a Yoda right now. I think he's being a more proactive Yoda. is what
And
I-
going, like, really crazy and, like, all kooky. Making
See-
you, like...
But at least Yoda was actually waiting for Luke to step up. Like, Luke doesn't really have anyone that he's waiting on other than
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's got to take it upon himself.
which is kind of an interesting lonesomeness.
Yeah.
I think this is my question that no one's asking, and while everyone's asking where's Luke Skywalker, is where is Supreme Leader Snoke? What is we kind of have an idea,
Oh,
our
yeah.
theories like what Luke is doing. What could he possibly be doing?
I don't know. He's very much like I think Palpatine was in the first two. Like he's very much a pulling the strings behind the curtain. We're not really
Yeah.
going to see. I mean, I think no. Actually, yeah, I think it's confirmed that he will be in the movie, but it's just I don't know if we'll see too much of him.
Yeah, because I mean, the interesting thing is, like you said, it's kind of like Palpatine, pulling the strings in the original trilogy or whatever. But he's
Wow.
like, he was only in 5 and 6. Like it'll be neat, like really cool and neat to see both Luke's agenda and whatever Snoke's agenda is play out over the trilogy.
Yeah, and it's cool because, I mean, when I think about it, like, I'm like, wow, over here to myself, we literally only know his name and the sound of his voice.
Yeah,
We don't know
Right.
anything else.
I was telling Stephanie or Turk earlier, like it's like we're characters in the universe. Like everything the characters know about these people and stuff, we know. We
That's
know
as much as
nothing
we
but
know.
rumors and
Yeah.
whispers and legends.
Right, exactly. And that's something that we haven't had in some of the older movies because we know so much about what's going on and we don't. I think sometimes we forget that perspective is that the rest of the galaxy doesn't know a lot of what's been happening. We've been seeing into it because we're the audience, and we're kind of like omniscient in this whole scenario. But yeah, like this is the first time that we're actually like not in the know of what's happening.
Yeah. Because oh, go ahead.
I was saying another thing it keeps hitting me every once in a while. I don't know how I keep forgetting, but it's like this is only one of 3 new movies that all tell this story arc. I'm like, right, this is just one part. This is insane.
This is just the intro.
It gets me worried. I thought about that actually, we saw the trailer like, I don't know, not even 20 minutes ago before we started this. And it gets me worried because I realized that same thing. I was like, oh no, but what will happen to, this character or that character? It's like, I almost don't want to see anything bad happen to them. But I mean, it's impossible. These things are going to happen.
Right. And on this... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say it's the same thing with like Han and Luke and Leia. Like, wow, I love all these new characters and I hope they don't die. But it's like, oh my god, I love all my old characters. I hope they don't die.
Yeah.
Can everyone just live?
Can't this just be like Star Wars used to be and everyone survived?
Can this be Star Peace?
That'd be awesome.
Peace Wars.
Going back to the subject of Skywalker, I would like to discuss the first, I guess, 4 or 5 shots of the trailer itself, which for me is extremely telling of where this young lady is coming from.
Beautiful matte paintings.
It's the best.
Yeah, because I mean, it's so clearly obvious that she's a Solo.
I don't. Both. It could be because she's on her own, and she did say that in an interview once that she said like her. What did she say? Like her lineage is
she's
solitary.
Solitary.
Yeah. So I definitely see that aspect. I see the aspect of her having Anakin in her. I see the aspect of Wonderment where she's got Luke in her. So I see all these things that equate to her, and also Kathleen Kennedy confirming that this is another Skywalker trilogy. And she's the only one who really like would fit the bill. It's like, especially just that first 5 images like this. There was a short film in that first. Sorry, I said 5 minutes. I'm gonna say like 5 seconds.
Dude,
it was its own short film.
That's what I said. Oh, God.
Like that introed basically the rest of the trailer, and it kind of bookends itself within the voiceover because we have someone asking the universal's question, "Who are you?" And discovering yourself, and if I like that, I thought that was really good.
I felt like there was a hidden meaning behind her saying, "Oh, I'm no one." Clearly, you're not just no one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then she's immediately after she says that, she's staring off, into the distance like Luke did, at some ship going off world probably, and it's just like, clearly you're not no one.
you want to be someone,
Yeah.
I feel like maybe my thought was that she too, almost like Luke, could kind of be in hiding. Like, we don't know anything about the Force Awakening yet, but maybe she's already experienced it.
That's the one
thing. That's the one thing we haven't really seen at all in the trailer, except for Kylo Ren doing his thing towards the camera, is the use of Force at all in a movie called The Force Awakens. So it'll be interesting to see when that comes in, like how long they've had it, or when they get it. I kind of feel like she's kind of she might be hiding something.
I completely agree. I think she's hiding something even throughout every image we see of her, like when she's using the blaster in the forest later on, and her crying. I think that possibly like whoever she's crying over could have been somebody she could save because she knows she has the power to save someone. Her using the blaster could be just her against using a proper weapon for herself or something like that. I do feel like she's hiding something for sure.
I wrote this in a fan film when I was like 13. I swear to God.
She
I'm always getting mad about it because the more we found out, I'm like, God damn it.
And then after we have her, Nate, what do you think about Rey? Like, what are your thoughts?
Well, I was like, just the first few shots in the trailer, I was, obviously, I dimmed, I got all my room all dark and everything, turned up my bass. I was like really shocked at the first few shots. I was like, this doesn't even feel like Star Wars. What is this? And I was like, that was really interesting. We might want to wait till the tinfoil section of the tinfoil hat section. There was something I read from a costume description about Rey that described an event that happened early in the film, I think, and I was kind of pissed at myself for even reading that. Like, God.
Oh yeah, no. Did you read the one about Finn though?
Or
I read
No, it was
both.
one about. Oh, I didn't read the one about Finn. I read the one about Rey, and I was like, oh, great.
Yeah, no, I read that one and I was mad at myself like you were for reading it, but then I was like, you know, I still don't know anything. It doesn't help me.
But it lends credence to the idea of her possibly being force sensitive, I think.
Yeah.
And being more of a badass in combat. I mean, she's got that staff.
She's got a staff. She doesn't have a blaster. She has a staff.
Yeah, and I'm betting that thing is lightsaber proof.
Yeah, that, or she can put some lightsabers in there or something like that. Some crystals in there.
I've been fighting with this guy for like, I don't know, like 2 weeks. He's like, "Can I tell you now?" I'm like, "No." It'll be like it just random.
I want to tell everyone.
We'll be like, I don't know, having ice cream. What do you want to eat? Or what do you? Can I tell you now? What? No, you can't tell me. I don't want to know this.
Yeah.
I'll watch it when I watch the movie. I'll figure
Yeah.
it out.
Exactly.
Or
Also, one more thing. Shot of her in BB-8. We obviously know BB-8 is Poe, so it's kind of interesting to see them kind of like, I don't know. Can you say buddy buddy about a ball and a girl? I guess they've seen buddy buddy. That's interesting.
yeah, it's her R2. It's her R2.
He's really
Yeah.
big, though. I keep forgetting how big he actually is in the movie.
Yeah.
Because I'm so used to this little
There's a
baseball.
reason for it.
Skipping, moving on.
I know what you're talking about. That's one thing I actually know about the
Shut
movie
up.
is what you just
Oh.
referred to.
Hey, by the way, how does BB-8 stay in the X-wing?
Yeah, he was like
Magnets.
bouncing later in the shot.
Magnets.
Mags.
I guess I have no idea.
In one barrel roll, he's gone.
So the next set of shots we have is
Try
established.
spinning. That's a nice drink.
The next set of shots we have is the establishment of the First Order, and we've got a storyline that we have coming out of the First Order. What did you guys think of that?
I love the idea of Finn being a I don't know if I don't remember the phrase. Is it child of war? I don't remember. So I don't know.
Child soldier or something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
A child soldier.
I just thought of that Idris Elba movie. This is him in the future.
Oh my god.
I think I know a lot of people are like, is he working for the Resistance? Is he undercover and all this? And as much as I know, I still don't know about that. But I think he's Resistance.
I think
Yeah, I think he's seriously gone rogue. He falls into the Resistance.
Yeah,
A chance.
I think he has a history with Phasma.
Oh, I think he does too. I think he's a legit Imperial though. I think he's
Yeah.
I think kind of from that he's
Started
legit.
off like almost like a protege or something.
Right.
Because he said he's been born for this. He's been like basically bred for this. He was raised like
Mhm.
this. So I think him defecting is going to be very interesting because it's going to be very personal
Mhm.
with Empire personnel. And even though they're not usually ones to show leniency and stuff, but if there's a past behind them and stuff, maybe Phasma or even I don't know, maybe Kylo Ren. Maybe they're they try and help him or protect him and bring him back or something, or I don't know.
I'm also really
Yeah,
wondering.
maybe there's a bounty out for him, and Han's
Yeah.
interested.
I'm
Because he
also
can know things.
I'm wondering why if he has been bred for this and everything, he seems really like throughout everything we've seen of him so far. He seems really out of his element for someone who's bred for
Yeah,
war.
he seems shocked. Like, how long have you been alive and you just realize all this is going on?
If
What-
it's like I said, and he has a relationship with Phasma, it could be that he knows he's way too deep to be doing this.
Wait,
like,
he's way
if
too
he-
deep. What do you mean?
If he does this, he's going against like some of the we don't know like the hierarchy and who's most in power, but like he's going up against Phasma, and Phasma's with Kylo Ren, and he's defecting against the worst. He's not defecting against a small group
It'd
of
be like going
First
against,
Order people.
It'd be like going against Lord Vader.
Yeah.
You don't do that.
I guess so.
That's
Yeah.
the guy.
so understandably he's doing something pretty stupid.
Yeah. I'm interested to see what's up with him. Like, why are you so scared?
I really like that.
all the time.
People immediately were like, "Is he a stormtrooper? Is he a good guy? What is he?" But I think it's so cool that they're having him defect, because a lot of the complaint in the original Star Wars movies is that there's the stormtroopers and a lot of the Imperial personnel. They're all they're not. It's like they're not real people. We
They're
don't care about
bucketheads.
them. They just blow up and we're fine. We don't
Yeah.
care that hundreds and thousands of people died on the Death Star because they were the bad guys.
Right.
This is a really interesting element that we
That
have
is-
yet to see.
Very funny because I'm actually reading a book right now called Lost Stars, and that's literally what's happening right now. Someone defecting from the Empire.
Something I'm rather interested in is how blatant they're being with Finn's arc, because I mean, if just from the 3 trailers, you can kind of work it out. Like,
Right, I see it too.
evidently a stormtrooper who freaks out. I think he's suddenly becoming force sensitive, and he's freaking out. He doesn't know what to do, and pretty much, blasts a freaking hangar full of stormtroopers and tries to get away, gets shot down, blah blah blah. And it's like they're being so open with that. I mean, it's all visual stuff for the most part, but it's like they're being so blatantly open with that I think they're trying to distract us from something else.
Yeah,
They-
definitely.
There's gonna be some other aspect of the story that we're not going to see coming.
Yep.
This is like this whole trailer, save for some parts, but this whole trailer feels like a first act dodge. Like they're giving us stuff that we're gonna just trust when we see the movie, but we'll never see what's coming. What's actually going on.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I actually think this is the first one that we've gotten some further into the movie material, like not just the first act stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like we're getting.
Which I was
more
kind of
stuff.
like hesitant about watching the trailer because I was like, I'm kind of comfortable with what I've seen. It's a bunch of desert stuff and a little snow. I don't want anything else.
No, we got some forest now. We got some forest.
Yeah, everyone needs a forest.
And then next up we have this most amazing shot. Possibly, I think this is gonna be my favorite shot of the whole trailer. If I had to say I had a favorite shot, was this push-in on Kylo Ren
Mhm.
in the Star Destroyer. Like that is such a nice shot.
It's classic Darth Vader.
Yeah.
It's like that's supposed to be Darth Vader standing there, only it's not.
Yeah.
And I like that too. I like that aspect that it seems like all the Knights of Ren are like complete cultists of
They
Vader.
are cultists.
Yeah, like they
They
all
are
look like
fans.
Vader.
They're the only cultists I can back. They look so awesome.
Yeah, something. It's not really related to like Kylo or anything, but in that shot, that cool push-in shot, as far as I can tell, it looks like the 4 Imperial officers there are all women.
Oh snap!
Holy crap!
They all if you look at them, they all have buttons
Oh, that
in
one
their
right
hair
there
and
is a
stuff.
dude at the very end.
I can't.
The
I
one on
can't
the
tell. That
right,
could
on the
be a
very
helmet.
right. Yeah.
That's a man.
I think they're wearing
Oh wow!
helmets.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This movie is so anti-white and anti-male. Fuck it.
Yeah. This is genocide. Can't support this.
This movie is sexist and it's genocidal.
That
What
would
do
be cool
you
if,
guys think is going on in that shot? What are we looking at here? Because I see a structure.
Yeah, there's some
It
sort
could
of
be Starkiller base. Is what my thought is.
It's so red.
Where are the
Is that
stars?
a weapon or is that like?
You see something to the right a little bit, like where
Yeah.
the beam's coming from. I don't know.
I'm trying to figure out how much of that is flare and how much of that is actual thing.
I'm gonna say
Like-
Starkiller base.
What are they? You think they're in a ship or what? What is this? Like, what are we looking at? This looks like the bridge
There
from
aren't
the
enough
other ships.
stars to be shipped. Well, maybe they're doing.
Yeah,
it
there's stars in the back a little bit. I think they're in space in the shot.
It could be looking out the equator of Starkiller
Yeah,
Base.
that,
Or
like,
that
pocket
too,
thing.
yeah.
Huh.
That's very true. Oh yeah, they could actually be inside Starkiller base. That's true.
Like I kind of, I mean, if this thing is, I mean, I guess we can say it since it's on StarWars.com. I mean, if this thing
Right.
can destroy star systems, then I imagine that weapon is going to be a little bigger than
Yeah.
Yeah.
the Death Star. So maybe it is something that it's so massive that when they fire it, it's like slow, or it appears to be slow. I don't know.
How do you guys feel about that? Having another super weapon as like the main conflict.
It
I was a little iffy at first, but
I
it's
was too.
escalation. It seems,
Agreed.
I guess, logical.
I think they know that, and I think because this is episode 7 and not episode 9, it's not Endgame.
Yeah, it's definitely
Something else is
not.
happening.
Yeah, like this would be like the worst case scenario for the Resistance. They find out at the end of episode 7 they don't have one of these. They've been making these everywhere. It's not like
For the
when they
past
had
30
one Death
years.
Star at a time.
Yeah.
They can wipe out the galaxy at one time.
Yeah,
That'd
would
be
be
awesome.
crazy.
That'd definitely be a new.
That's the stakes for that would be crazy.
That's the horrifying third act.
Yeah, it's a horrifying realization.
Yeah.
We're all dead.
What?
It's like finding out the government's against you.
Yeah, like they destroyed this one and like, yeah, we win. Oh no, they've got hundreds of these.
Yeah.
We can't just shoot it in the tiny hole and it blows up.
The weakness is gone.
The shot of the helmet makes me wonder, and I've been wondering since we saw this, how he got it.
Yep.
Because the person who had it and the only person at the funeral procession was Luke.
Which
So-
means Kylo's related to Luke.
Or-
I don't know.
There's that
Oh, wait,
Empire
nice.
shot of the Empire magazine shot of him, Kylo in the forest that could very well be Endor. if he seeks it out.
I'm more.
But he has to have some sort of
to
knowledge about it.
see like, like someone like when he like I don't know maybe faces off with Luke later and he's like, hey bro, he just kind of died. I didn't actually do anything. So this whole like trip of yours is a bunch of bullshit.
And I was telling Turk, I think maybe something that could come up is, kind of going forward to the shot of him. I guess it almost looks like he's interrogating or torturing Poe Dameron.
Yeah.
He could be giving up the goods, right?
Yeah.
And if Poe's on a mission from the princess, Poe might not know the exacts of anything, but he might have some ideas about where Luke is. He might know Luke is related to Vader because he could know something. And Kylo Ren finds out, and Kylo Ren's like, wait a second, I can do better than, worshiping Vader and stuff. I can get his son. I can get the second coming.
That's very true. And I think the reason why he wants all this stuff is because, as established in the Aftermath novel, when those cultists were trying to buy off Vader's lightsaber, Force sensitives basically kind of imprint on the objects that they use, especially something like their lightsaber. So for him to have his helmet could be him just trying to extract some of, maybe the Force energy that is within that helmet.
Mm-hmm.
And just having an actual person would be much better. So, having Luke, who's probably the most powerful Force sensitive in the galaxy right now, would be his main mission.
Yeah.
He definitely was in the expanded universe that's no longer canon. Or wait, is it?
They say that they're trying to extract stuff from it, but we'll only can see if that's going to be the case when we actually watch the movie.
Yeah.
It's smart, though, because, they could take really cool stuff from the expanded universe that everyone knows and loves, but they're cutting their losses and they're like not doing it verbatim or exact because a lot of it is just absolutely fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
So just take the good stuff and let all that other stuff just never.
That you would end up with this like section of geeks who would be like really about the EU and be like, oh, the book was better.
Yeah, which is completely ridiculous because it's
it's
obviously the movies reign supreme.
Yeah.
Now that holocrons are canon too, you think that'll come into play with like Kylo Ren? Like,
I would imagine so.
If he finds one that's, he's got books, he's got tutorials.
I think that's how he knows how to do most of the things that he's been doing. I really still think that what he's carrying is an ancient weapon, and he didn't know how to really build it. That's why it's all freaking crazy, unstable.
Fighters are hanging out, all dangerous, like.
Yeah. So I think he definitely is self-trained more than anything. But that's actually kind of cool. I like to see a villain that is self-trained, not someone who's like brought up by like Maul. He was brought up by Palpatine his whole life, so that's why he's as good as he is. But it's more compelling to have someone who's like, nah, I'm gonna train myself. Kind of like Luke. Luke had to train himself for most of the time.
He was like, my dad refers to him as the homegrown Jedi.
Yeah.
So.
Speaking of which, the Knights of Rain scene, I didn't really notice this before. I don't know why I didn't, but there's a bunch of dead bodies around there.
Yeah, that's the first thing I saw. Was like they just massacred. They just wiped out something.
Talk about genocide.
Like a lot. A lot of people. Like, let me start counting right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Let's see. Let's do this.
The first couple of times I didn't even care. They looked so badass. Like they were they literally like, in that image are like the spawn of Satan. Like they're murderers, and I'm just like they're so cool.
I'm counting at least 2 dozen on here.
Bodies.
Yeah.
And between the flashes, you can get kind of looks at all the different helmets, and they all have elements of Vader. Some of them have like cheekbone thing.
I see. Is that a Mandalorian armor on the left?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It sure is. So yeah.
And there's a Mandalore flag later too on the pirate scene.
Hard to catch, but it's in there.
The mythosaur.
Oh, that shot in the rain, that's amazing.
Yeah, I know. It's so pretty. It's so beautiful.
It is like, oh my god.
Do you guys think these are the guys from the raid? Like his little posse? Do you think that those are the raid people? For those who are not familiar, by the way, the raid is a very... What country does it come out of, by the way?
Thailand?
No.
Not Thailand.
I think it's Malaysian.
Malaysian?
Yeah, it's this Malaysian martial arts film that is probably the sickest thing you'll ever see if you're into fight choreography. But they are doing the choreography for the fight scenes, or at least some of the fight scenes in The Force Awakens.
Which is awesome because they're the choreography they did in the raid. I mean, at first I wasn't so into it because it's not as like, I don't know, as dancey and gorgeous as the stuff you see in a lot of like Chinese films, martial arts films. but it's very real.
Oh, it's straight up
And,
brutal.
I can always appreciate when they're creative, but it's so realistic. Like, oh gosh, and like something someone would really do, and probably crack someone's head open, and it would be just like that. But it's awesome to watch.
Do you think they're Force users?
I think the majority of them are. Not all of them, I don't think. Some of them are carrying blasters and things like that, but I think some of them definitely can be.
Mandalorians can't be Force users, says the internet.
This is what I think kind of contradicts it and like kind of confuses me. I can't see a way out. Is if they're Force users and unless they're just coming out of hiding right now or something, then I don't know. Like Han Solo saying, it's true, it's all real, tells us that it's not been real to a lot of people. So, like, is this really just happening? Like, are people just getting the Force, or I don't know.
Like it's an awakening, like when the Airbenders all came back in
Yeah,
like one
that's
season.
exactly what I was thinking. Like, is it? And I kind of hope it's like that, but I'm like, I don't know. Are Force users prevalent? Have they been there since Return of the Jedi, or
I
It's
feel
about
like
to be a
how
harmonic
could-
convergence right now.
How could you get rid of them? They're like just another building block of life. Like they're just there. They always exist. So is it that they never came out about it? They've all been hiding because of what it means to be a Jedi and how totally dead you are if you are. And it just blows my mind. Like how could Force sensitive just develop like right now?
Well, I feel like no, I don't want to like get off topic for too long. I feel like it's kind of like what the OT does with Eastern religions and stuff is maybe the fact is it's been 30 years. Even before that, it's been 60 years since anyone had really seen Jedi. So people have lost faith. So the Force could still be there, but people have lost faith that it even exists or know what it is.
Don't believe
so
in
no
Santa
one's really
Claus, he won't be there.
yeah. So no one's really like tapped into it or anything. So it's just I guess it's kind of been asleep.
Could be.
It's actually not too bad of a theory. It's kind of out there, but I think I like that. I like that idea. I don't know if they're going for that because this is a very Western movie, but
Yeah.
yeah, I like that idea. Is that like the faith is not there, so like the Force isn't really there.
Because I mean, even the way I'm pretty sure it's Maz speaking. She says, "Just let it in."
Oh, by the way,
That's-
Maz, for anyone who doesn't know, is
Yeah.
the character played by Lupita Nyong'o. She's
Yeah.
playing a mocap creature who's like
Ah.
this pirate. You can see her handing Leia the lightsaber in like the second trailer or something like that.
Yup.
Go ahead. I just had to explain who that was.
But yeah, no, I just think just the way they talk about it, and again, going back to like Weapon of a Jedi and even just stuff we know, but especially Weapon of a Jedi, I was surprised how much it talked about the Force and it explained how it really works and how it's something that how did I say it? It's something that you don't control. It controls you. You
Right.
you have to let it. You have to be open to it.
You're basically just a conduit.
Yeah.
And depending on your position, like your moral standing is almost like determines like if it's for good or evil.
Exactly. Not
Right.
based on your midichlorian level.
Midichlorian level just talks about your potential. That's all it's talking about.
Oh.
I like the idea that they're exploring more like the Force actually flowing through you and not just talking about how it flows through you.
Right.
Yeah.
Like it's actually a physical thing that takes over.
Yeah.
I'll probably get booted off the call for this, but I was watching episode 1 recently, and I was like, you know what? I kind of made I can't think I kind of made peace with the midi-chlorians idea.
Oh, dude,
If
you're
you've
not.
got-
I did too.
No, because if you've got this like highly spiritual, more or less magical group of people in this really highly technological society,
Yep.
I would freaking hope they understand on a scientific level what
Yep.
causes
Yep.
it.
I completely agree with that. Completely agree.
See,
with that.
I felt like it was the same problem with that people had with like X-Men 3. It's trying to give a number. It's trying to say that something so immeasurable is measurable.
Yeah. It's like, oh, you're level 5.
Yeah, like-
You're level 2. You suck.
Yeah, like could you say that we could do that in the next like 100 years? Like we could measure people's faith in something? Like is that something you can I don't know.
Eh.
Or like their ability to do something? I don't know if you can really
I mean, if you're talking about something that actually gives somebody a actual ability to do something that other people can't, and in the case of a Jedi, but I also think like you could almost then retcon it and say it's that the fact that they had gotten it down to like this scientific thing, and they're just like, okay, yeah, they scan people, they scan the barcode when they're born. Oh, Jedi, take them, and like, that
Yeah.
level of like
Exactly,
arrogance
down
that
to a
caused
science.
the Force to go, you know what, you're done. Like it was almost the Force itself saying,
Yeah.
and let the Jedi be taken out.
Say that again because you cut out just at the end, just at the very
Yeah.
end.
I like it's almost like the Force itself felt like the Jedi had become very arrogant and actually allowed them to be destroyed by the Sith.
That's what some people theorize, that they're like, the balance of the Force is that there has to be the same amount of Jedi and Sith, which is not really how it is, because the Force is about... The balance of the Force means the light side. The corruption of the Force is using the dark side. So that's not... I don't really subscribe to that theory, because that's not how the Force really works.
Yeah.
It's a funny joke.
Yeah, it's a funny joke, though. But.
I feel like the Force is more chaotic.
Well, it's funny because, I mean, I don't want to go like super off topic, but it's sort of been explored, that idea that you could destroy the Force and then everyone would be happy and there'd be no more problems between, these stupid Sith and Jedi and all that crap. If you played the original Knights of the Republic game, the second one, the sort of villain in that one's like basically trying to do that. Let's just cut the Force off from everybody.
Oh, yeah, that's right, because that's the whole thing with...
Freya.
The Exiles,
Freya.
is that
Freya.
she was cut off from the Force when she had the battle of, was it Malastare? Not Malastare, it was the battle of Malachor 5. Yeah.
Oh, you guys are nerds.
Yeah.
See, I wouldn't buy that, because a lot of the people perpetuating the horrible things in the Star Wars galaxy are not Force users.
Yeah. Exactly.
I mean, and even Darth Vader himself even said, like, don't be so proud of this technological terror you've created. Like, he's just like, yeah, Force is better than this.
So the next shot, when Poe is looking at Finn and they do the thing and stuff, I'll talk about that shot, but Han's voiceover, just now thinking about it, I think it's kind of interesting that he says the dark side and the Jedi. He doesn't say the Sith. He just...
The Sith are gone. They are gone.
He wouldn't even know what a Sith is.
Yeah,
he wouldn't even know.
Yeah.
He's too old.
It's just interesting that... Did Luke not tell people?
I don't think he told
Is Luke
everybody.
the only person in the galaxy besides,
that really knows
like...
the truth.
Yeah, like...
They don't even
He's
call
a
it Sith.
selfish jerk.
Even
He is.
Obi-Wan and Yoda never told him about the Sith either. Like they were just Darksiders. The Sith didn't really come about as like a faction until, I want to say, much later. I don't think that was an original trilogy thing.
No, it wasn't.
They never-
It wasn't. It was only in the prequels. I remember.
Right.
It's funny I said Han Solo's too old, but really he's too young to know anything about that. He doesn't know about the Sith. That's way before his time.
I believe the term was around in the 80s.
Yeah. I'm
Amongst
pretty
Star
sure it
Wars
was.
stuff and in like EU and stuff, but it wasn't used in the movies.
Right. Like same thing with Sidious and Palpatine. Like that was all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't
Like
remember.
the word was
I
never
can't
said.
think of
in
a
the
quote.
movies.
There's no quote in my mind from the OT that ever mentions the word Sith.
What the heck is a sheav?
Oh yeah, that's don't let's not talk about that. Off topic.
Do you trust Poe Dameron?
Yeah, I trust him.
Look at that face.
He's a
I
handsome
think he's a
dude.
great man.
But okay, this is what I was saying. I'm getting a little too far. I'll try not to. Him getting tortured earlier. What is the aftermath of that? What's the fallout from that? What comes of that?
He has a
Who
big
is he
headache.
now?
Shitstorm.
Yeah, he has a huge headache.
Yeah,
Just give him some
Um,
Jedi Advil.
exactly. How do you guys feel about the shots involving the battles? I saw one of our friends, I think it was Daniel Broadway, saying for a movie with the word space in it, there's not so much of it.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's a lot of in atmosphere stuff.
Yeah. Which, now, seeing that, I understand why they did that in Battlefront.
Right. It's more in line with what's going on.
Yeah, but I don't know that it's necessarily
I
a
don't mind it.
bad thing.
Yeah.
We got a lot of space in the
Like,
in the originals.
Yeah, like, what do you accomplish in space? You'll just, I guess, if it's like a wave of defense for the planet, but if you can do it in the atmosphere, why not
Yeah,
do it?
it's actually a little bit more interesting because you have more to work off of and more
Yeah.
things to fly through. I mean, really, the Death Star battle was...
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, if you think about it, the Death Star battle was really not really a space battle. It was more of a...
It wasn't.
It was an
They-
atmospheric Death Star battle, you know?
They fly through all the things in this one.
Right.
Yeah.
And actually, I did want to say something about the when it transitions into the freaking that beautiful music comes in, the epic version of the, I forget what theme it
Han
was.
and Leia, I think?
Yeah, I think it's a Han and Leia theme,
Yeah,
but it's
it's
just
Han
this
and Leia.
really big, bold version of it, and with the Falcon, the Millennium Falcon, and the TIE fighters. the animation there feels weird to me. Like it feels. I almost wonder if they sped it up for the trailer because it just feels too fast and precise.
Let me see.
You're talking about the Jakku chase?
Yeah, the way the Falcon drops down, it's I don't know.
Yeah, it's a little bit faster than it was when it was in Empire.
Yeah, something about it just.
Oh yeah, it's
feel
definitely fast.
I got
think
some
it's speeder.
modifications. Probably.
I feel like it's just a result of us being able to do these things better.
Like, that's the way it really was supposed to
You know?
look like at first, but couldn't really do it with the model.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see how it looks in the movie.
Yeah. I also like a little bit with the handoff between the Poe and Finn. I felt very reminiscent of Yavin 4 before they go off to face against the first Death Star.
With his 70s hair, just.
I know, and I like their hair. Oh my goodness, yes, everybody's like vibe they got going on is awesome.
It
styling.
is.
It's so weird. It's like a look into the past. You know, it's like the 70s, but on modern technology, like modern
Oh my gosh.
cameras.
Oh my gosh! I think I just figured something out.
Oh, go.
When Finn and Poe have their little exchange, Finn's got this look of like recognition. He's like, whoa, this guy. I bet you, Finn was the stormtrooper who captured Poe and brought him to Kylo Ren at the beginning because there was a shot in the Comic-Con behind the scenes stuff where I think it was Poe being marched down a hallway.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or somebody.
Yeah. Ooh,
Yeah.
ooh. Oh my
Bet
god.
you the stormtrooper was Finn.
Oh my god, I ain't thinking about
And then
that.
he's realizing it right now. He's like,
The look on
Yeah.
his face.
because Poe doesn't know it's him.
Oh, and he's like, oh my god, I totally captured
See,
you, and then I
but-
saw you got interrogated by
and
Kylo. Oh my
As it-
god.
As it swings around, he almost has this look like he got out. Awesome.
Oh my
It's-
goodness,
it's
yes.
His the look on his face is like when you see someone like, is that really that person? He's like, oh, hold on. Like he's still trying to like in his mind decipher like the face. Like I know
Yeah.
you from somewhere. Oh my god.
Or is it my tinfoil theory?
Oh shit.
And he's like, it's what you guys said. Is like, I remember him. He's that dude that gave up all those secrets.
It could be
I
that
should
too.
tell somebody.
Yeah. If
Like,
there is a.
That could be a big
Because-
dramatic moment right there.
His face is kind of also concerned looking.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in his face there.
Like, it goes like what you guys said from recognition, but then once it turns around,
Yeah.
it's kind of like, it's that guy.
Damn you, John Boyega.
I know.
Such a
yeah.
good actor.
You
Yeah, he is.
Can
a good
interpret
actor. They're
this.
all very good actors.
Also, that alien next to him on the right looks like a baboon
bear.
in a lab coat.
Yeah.
He's cool.
Oh my god,
Um,
Dad! Thank you for saying that, Nate. That would be amazing.
Yeah. Okay, Antoine, I watched your video, and you said the Kylo Ren shot is your favorite, but I feel like it's this one because it's my favorite too. The one where the explosion goes off on Jakku, and then
They slide into frame.
Finn and Rey slide into frame, and the camera pushes in on them.
Ooh, that's a sweet shot.
Yeah, I don't
Oh
know
my
what it is
God.
about that. I still haven't been able to like articulate why I
I
like
think
that
it's-
shot so much.
I think it's their motion and the camera motion. Because
Because I think it's their
so
emotion
beautiful.
and yeah, this I don't know.
Yeah,
I
It's
know
actually
what's
amazing when you
just-
get the two working
Yeah.
together. Like
Oh, I
we
love
had
those two.
we had some moments in Brothers Quarrel where it was just like we got the camera motion just right. Like yes, that's it.
It's very subtle. It's the way that she kind of like hunches her shoulder.
yeah,
I don't know. It's like very small. It's very small. Everything I like about it, but
It's a gorgeous
her
shot.
hand is really shaking.
right, like I don't know, like, and I kind of get like, oh shoot, that was our escape or whatever. Like that was an objective, and fuck, we lost it. Like,
Oh, also in the
The way she moves.
in the explosion shot right before it, when you see BB-8, his head comes completely off the ball.
oh
and
man, I
hits
love
that.
it, guys. I'm in love with Daisy Ridley. I'm just gonna put
Wait,
that out
she
there right
looks
now.
like I'm gonna be really surprised if she's not related to any of them because she looks like a cross between Natalie Portman and Keira Knightley if they made.
Oh
one.
god,
That's
A
I
beat.
said when she was first cast.
And Keira Knightley was the double for Natalie Portman
Yeah.
in The Phantom Menace, so
Yeah.
she's got to be. I'm gonna be so like confused if she's not. Like, what the hell?
I think
Uh,
I can I pick two favorite shots because they're kind of a pair.
go.
Go.
It's the on the Falcon with the holograms where Han's saying
Yeah.
It's the push in on Rey and Finn, and then the reverse on Han. It's just like, oh,
Yeah, they're doing it so good.
They're all my favorite shots.
I know exactly. That's what I said at the
That's-
end.
that's
I was
what
like,
Anton said.
like I can't pick anyone.
Yeah.
Speaking of the one I liked a little bit with this little robot thing where they're going
red
inside
one?
the castle. Yeah.
Yeah.
It feels very much like Prisoner of Azkaban, in the sense that this is probably just like an establishing shot, so it's just kind of like a world building shot, nothing to do with the plot or anything like that. But it's little moments like that that really help build out your universe, like just small little bits where just Finch is looking at this droid and is like, oh, look at that, like
even if you look at BB-8, even BB-8 is kind of like bending his neck.
The hell?
Any ideas as to what that place is?
It's the
Antoine
pirate's den.
and I were talking about this. I don't want to spoil Weapon of a Jedi because
okay.
Turk hasn't read it yet. I don't know if Nate has either.
I haven't. Because
Okay.
the thing I notice is in the crossfade, it almost looks like Han has a bit of a smile, so it seems like a place he's been.
oh, it's
before.
safe. Yeah, it's a safe place.
I
yeah.
bet he's been here. That
He
scoundrel.
was, yeah.
Where?
You know anything about Han Solo? He's been to like all the scummiest places in the galaxy. So
And Mandalore flag in the top right or middle right.
Right in the middle, yeah, smack in the middle.
Very top. Right, yeah, top center.
Those jerks. Do you guys think that robot is practical, or am I just crazy?
Probably.
it looks practical.
Because JJ.
Yeah, that arm and the his.
It's pretty free and articulate, so it could be CG.
I think it's a dude on stilts.
I think it's beautiful.
Whatever it is, it's good.
It's just a brilliant rig removal.
Yeah.
It's a lot like
But
Ray's speeder, like John Deere looking. I love it.
It's probably puppeteered and just crazy rig removal.
No, it's really good. It's
So
really
now-
good.
I just realized that Ray, if you look at her hand, she's carrying that blaster from later.
Oh, let me see.
And
Oh, she totally
seemingly
is. Yeah.
does not have her
Dude,
staff
she looks
either.
so badass. Like every time I see her,
She
doing
does.
anything,
She's
like, the
walking
way
in
she
there with
walks,
a magnum.
and the way she walks is just like, dang, yours are gonna be such a bad. I don't know what you're up to or what you're gonna do, but you're a badass.
See, and I feel like there's a certain way that she, like the shot that we like where she sort of slides into camera and her body's just like in all the right badass places.
Yeah.
I feel like if she has the capability to sort of like hold herself that way, she can very easily do some goddamn martial arts. Like they trained her to do some stuff.
Yeah.
And she's very capable, I'm sure. If you can like hold it, especially for women, like women are usually like when they do like martial arts and stuff, they're very stiff.
Rigid.
It
Yeah.
takes them a while to sort of get into it. So if she can like sort of just throw her body out like that and do those things, like I have so much faith that she's going to be awesome with the staff or
And then
something.
you see her getting all emotional. Like we see her having like this at the beginning of the trailer, having like this little glint of a smile, which is awesome. And then you have her freaking bawling her eyes out. And you're like, oh my god, you have range.
Yeah. Like, this
I
is-
just caught something in a shot in the wide shot of the explosion in front of Finn and Ray. If you look at BB-8, like frame by frame, his head pops off like in
Yeah.
surprise from the
I
explosion.
said that.
Oh, you
Nobody
did?
loves me. Yeah, it totally comes completely off his body.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Oh yeah, I saw it.
Oh,
Right there.
that's right.
Is he conveying like
I kind of like to think he's like, oh my god.
Yeah. It's like
Yeah, I can't really tell because he's spinning so fast, but it almost
Yeah.
looks like around that point his ball starts spinning backwards to slow down.
Oh yeah, that's good. I'm
He's
wondering
supposed to be very animated for a little droid. That's adorable.
So Captain Phasma is like the master at walking.
if badass. Yeah.
That's all I've seen of her. It's just really just epic. Just I'm
She-
walking here.
She looks like she could just be walking and like we hear a voice off screen right and she just fires and he's dead.
Oh god, she'll be like the new Boba Fett, except she actually does something to
Oh.
earn her the title.
Really?
Oh yeah.
And it's really her in the costume from what we know. It's not just like her voicing it and
Mhm.
someone being in the costume like
Oh,
Vader.
yeah.
No, JJ wanted her body.
Yeah,
she's
that's what you hired her
She
for.
is-
Be big and badass.
oh my god! If you pay attention to the panel at SDCC this year, she just towered over everybody when they all stood up. I was like, oh my god, she is a giant.
But she's beautiful though.
Those three shots, supposing that it's Luke, Kylo Ren ship, and then Captain Phasma, you think those are all the same planet? Like obviously the Kylo Ren and Phasma, but what do you think about the Luke one?
I wonder if that's on Jakku.
Damn same.
The whole color scheme and tone of it, they look like the same planet.
And like the little embers, like just
I think
floating
just because they're
around.
both around fire. at
Wait,
night.
no, but how about this? What if he is somewhere hiding around in that village and they know he's there and that's why they're there in the first place? Like they're interrogating this village and it's like, where's Luke Skywalker? Like we know you're hiding him or something like that,
Yeah, because we have both. This is the first time we've seen this, and it looks like we have both Captain Phasma and Kylo Ren at the same place, so
Right.
it's important.
Yeah, why they're there? They don't just come there just to shake some village down. Like, okay, village, let's shake you down. Nah,
Yeah.
they're there for
They're
something.
slaughtering people.
And then we have Kylo Ren doing that
Execution.
swing down.
I'm sure he's executing somebody.
I
Yeah,
think
To set
that's
an
an
example.
update. I think that shot's updated from the last
It
trailer.
is.
it is. I think
It's a
the
little
core
brighter.
is a lot hotter. I don't
It's
see
more
as
solid.
much. Yeah, I don't see as much like yellow. And there's not as much lightning I've noticed in this shot and later, except for when there is lightning, it's a lot
Oh,
bigger, but also again white.
Yeah, it's not as like stringy.
Also, if you look at the first frame of the swinging down shot, you can totally see the prop in Stormtrooper, and I love it.
Oh yeah, beautiful,
Talking about? What
and
prop?
amazing light on his
Yes.
Kylo's mask.
So before we were just kind of speculating, like, they could have added it on his arm or whatever, but that shot of his mask,
Oh, I see it. I see what you're talking about. Yeah,
he's
it's
it.
like they have a Force FX lightsaber on set.
Well, that's essentially. That's what you would get. It's
Yeah.
you wouldn't get a full white core reflecting necessarily. It's going to
Right.
be weakened.
Which kind of makes me. We were talking about this earlier, Nate and Brandon and I, about the rain shot, because it's pretty clear that wasn't a practical saber there for whatever reason. Brandon said maybe because they were worried about it shorting out, but I'm like, yeah, I guess. I mean, LEDs are waterproof now. We can waterproof them, but
Eh,
eh.
Alright, who do
So
you guys think is?
Ray's crying over?
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. At first, I thought that was Chewie, but now I see what you're saying. It does look
The
like a
leather jacket.
It's a resistance
It's got to
jacket,
be a resistance jacket.
and that stuff isn't hair. It's the forest twigs. So I'm worried that's an afro with snow in it.
oh snap! Yeah, I was
Skin
just-
looks a little
it's-
dark too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it could be John.
Definitely looks like it's snowing.
Or sorry, Finn.
I mean, at the worst, maybe Finn just got a flesh wound.
Well, I mean, we know he only got a flesh wound, so.
These last just grazed my shoulder.
See, but do we know he got a
And-
flesh
and-
wound?
And also, someone was saying, I was watching another reviewer, her name's Grace Randolph, she was like, who the heck could she be crying about? She just met all these people. And I was like, well, the one person she could be crying about who she just met and probably has a whole bond with is Finn.
Yeah.
So that would be the only person that will make sense versus like someone she like really just met. Like,
That really does look like it's.
Tell him your idea.
What did I say?
We were talking about her having force powers, and in the end, or at this point, it was someone she could have saved,
yeah, that's what I
but
was
she
saying.
failed.
Yeah, but she couldn't. But she didn't do it. And
Yeah.
She could have used her powers or some nonsense.
It kind of reminds me of I can't remember her name, Violet from The Incredibles, and the scene on the airplane.
It's like, use him now.
Yeah.
But I can't, Mom.
How about that shot of all three of them with the hands up, don't shoot?
I think it's them getting saved. Like, I think they're probably going to be taken into custody, and then they got saved.
Yeah.
That shot surprises me because it's like probably not even a VFX shot at all. It's just all real, and it almost stands out to me. It's like, oh wow, there's a real shot. And
It
it's not-
does, and I mean, like, I think the natural lighting and everything helps. It's so strange to see Star Wars so clear.
Yeah, it's like, wait, that's real. Everything
Like-
in that shot
Has
is
a
real. What
Band-Aid
the
on.
hell is going on?
Yeah. Like I was telling her, Chewbacca doesn't look like a guy in a suit to me. Maybe it's just because I've been used to this, but
Not
Chewbacca
anymore.
just looks like Chewbacca.
Yeah, it's a perfect mix between the prequel and the original. I think.
Yeah.
Like you got a very clean image. You got clean camera movements, but you got your practical. You got your practical in there.
Exactly.
You guys think? I'm sure you guys will say yes. Do you guys think this stuff right after it with like BB-8 in the ship and Poe flipping switches? Do you think this is third act stuff?
I thought it was third act stuff personally.
I get the feeling it's.
They go to the snowy planet later. I think we all know that.
Yeah. I think it's early third act stuff, but
It
I
could
don't
be
think
earlier,
this is.
yeah.
I don't think this is end game for the film. I don't think they'll do another trench run either. I know there's a trench.
I hope not.
I know there's a trench right
sincerely
now
hope
and all
not.
that, but
Not even a little bit. I won't be mad.
maybe.
I'd be like, you guys are trying too hard to pander to your original trilogy fans. Stop that.
Yeah.
It would be funny, just like he
Make a new
goes and
movie.
he's like, no, I don't need to be here.
Was it you, Nate, who said the joke like watch it be something minute,
Yeah,
like no man can destroy this
yeah.
station. It's
Right.
Yeah. And then
Ray
shows
comes in
up.
and says, "I'm no man."
He's so dumb.
Lord of the Rings
Uh.
reference for people who don't know. Okay. The part where Kylo Ren is turning around and force choking somebody or whatever he's doing. I think that could be right after the execution. Like I think that's right after the shot where he strikes down and
Oh yeah,
maybe one of the
beheading
Someone jumps in.
yeah,
He turns
one of the
around and sees
villagers is
Luke.
like no.
Oh,
He's just like, no, you don't understand how powerful I am. Here.
Yeah, like oh, stand back. Like
He's like, you.
oh, you know what I just realized? Unless I'm crazy, in that shot too. If you look at the stormtrooper on the right, you can see the lightsaber on his back as he
I
raises
see
it.
it. Yeah, it looks like a little orangey reddish.
Why didn't I notice that in the shot earlier?
I don't know.
Before?
Actually,
That-
not.
that's
It's not the
practical.
It might not have
orange,
been in there.
Yeah, it's just red.
Because the orangey part's already there.
Yeah.
As he moves it through.
So
Oh,
they've
yeah.
totally
I think the
rounded up
orange
the
is
people as cattle.
But yeah, essentially, they're trying to find out what's going on. Oh, and then we have this sweet shot of Han and Leia. And that's why I initially thought that Chewbacca died in the previous shot, because I was like, oh man, they're consoling each other because
Yeah.
their friend's gone.
unless
No way. She would probably be crying.
unless Han's like, I found our daughter. I found our son.
It could be that too.
Kylo
so
is
much.
a jackass now. He's a
Kylo's
total
a
jerk.
jackass.
And
I'm seeing that shot, you know, 'cause she's like Princess Leia, all up in this hub. Was I gonna say it would be interesting to see after all these years her be Princess Leia, because all we see of her now is her being her crazy self at like the conventions, you
Yeah.
know. So it'll be really
That's
funny to
true.
see her do like her old school acting, you know, like from like the late 70s. Now, like it's I don't know. I just think that's going to be really funny. to
I
watch.
still want to. I like that they're being gentle with each other, but I still want to see them being sassy with each other. Like,
yeah,
Oh, I'm sure.
I want to see that kind of snippy relationship
Oh
continue.
yeah, of
you know?
course.
Especially when they're an old couple, because old couples, as you guys know, are very snippy with each other.
They're bitter.
They're so bitter.
that shot. I just realized something. That shot of Rey firing the gun in the forest. That's
Mhm.
got to be the forest from the still with Kylo Ren.
I think so.
It's daytime. It's
I
green.
was-
I'm curious where
There
this
can
is.
only be one daytime green scene.
Yeah, I'm curious where this is because this doesn't match any of the planets we know about.
Right.
The Starkiller Base or Sullust. Wait, is that it? Are those the only two planets?
Is it really Solus?
Well, no, I said Starkiller Base. I don't know if it's Sullust yet,
Oh,
but
okay.
He's
yeah,
Oh,
they haven't
okay.
shown like lava or anything, so I didn't think.
And also, I'm wondering, like, this week, I don't know if it's actually going to happen, but if, like, she just, like, kills, like, 5 people and instantly, like, she goes, pop, 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 pop.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a force sensitive. Oh, shit.
Yeah, I think we were talking about this before. I think all of them really, maybe except for Finn, but I think all of them are not on a definite side of the Force.
Definitely not Rey. I think of that one. They've been playing really coy with which side she's
Yeah.
on.
I mean, and then J.J. Abrams specifying Kylo Ren is not a Sith.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, okay,
Also, I think this is as good a time as any to start introducing some moral ambiguity with the Force.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm
Yeah.
cool with it.
Greys,
Episode
man.
3 was
Greys
the
are
wrong
best.
spot.
Mm.
Sorry, what did you say, Turk?
Oh, the Greys, the Grey Jedi. I'm always like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'd be a Grey Jedi because screw the Sith and the Jedi, you hypocrites. Yes.
I just realized in the shot right after Rey is shooting, if you look like right under to the left of that X-wing, there's like this stormtrooper so high in the air. He's screwed.
Oh,
Yes,
I see
Stormtrooper,
that.
They said. It'll be fun, they said.
I don't know, like this movie. I don't want to say more violent, but this movie seems like it'll be. I don't know.
It will
I guess
allude
more
to
real.
more violence, yes. Like, you probably won't
Yeah.
see any of the violence, but it'll
Like
allude
that
to more.
shot of Poe and bloodied up and
Yeah.
like,
But I feel like seeing on the opposite end of the spectrum, as far as good guys and bad guys and antagonists and protagonists, we'll probably feel more. I don't know. Sorry, we'll feel a little more like sympathy for
yeah.
people on the opposing side.
Last shot. Let's talk about the last shot.
Oh my God.
Let's do it. So we saw this
Uh,
on the what was it, the Instagram trailer. So
Yep.
Oh God.
it's still amazing.
I
It
was
just blows my little mind.
I was
Yeah,
joking
yeah,
with Turk,
yeah.
like, every lightsaber duel I've ever wanted to do, they've done all the precipitation. They've got the snow, they've got the rain, they already
Yeah.
did lava and soot and ugh.
Smog.
and I did glass, so
I know you guys think Finn is scared. I'm not saying Finn is not scared.
Even in the initial Instagram one, we all knew he looked like, he had to do something that he absolutely does not feel he is capable of, but he has to do it because he's the only one standing between this guy and
whatever he wants.
Exactly, but definitely at the end when Kylo Ren starts going at Finn, you're like, oh my god, I'm so scared for him. He doesn't know what's going to happen. He doesn't know what to do.
He's eyeing that blade like, oh crap.
Yeah. That's neat that he's not looking
I
at.
gotta make sure that thing doesn't hit me.
He's not looking at Kylo Ren. He's looking at that blade.
Yeah,
but
he's like,
I don't want to say nothing, but he's scared, but I don't think he's stupid. I think he knows what he's doing.
Well, here's the thing though. Kylo doesn't have his mask on, so do you think he hit his mask sometime in the fight?
Maybe this is after he hit his mask off, pissed him off, and now Kylo's coming at him. He's like, "Oh shit! Shit!"
He's serious now.
I think it's more like he, like I said, I think Kylo Ren somehow comes into the picture with Finn and Phasma. I think there's a triangle something there. So I think Kylo Ren knows that Finn is a Force user now, and so he takes it off, and they have a dialogue or something like. Don't be afraid. What does it say?
I don't know.
Why he's not talking to Ray all those lines? He could be talking to him, like buddy, like, hey, it's me. All those times we spent together, all these years.
Oh my god!
You have this power too, kind of like the Vader Luke thing. Join me.
Yeah.
Could be.
Like,
and bro. He's like, never.
Just like that. He's like, join the Knights of Ren, bro. We're pretty cool, man. We killed thousands of people at a time.
Remember that one guy we shot? How awesome. Such wonder.
Let's talk about what I really cannot wait to see. This lightsaber duel. Just him going in for that swing. I'm like, oh my god, I want to see this lightsaber duel. Why?
And they cut it off right before the first. I thought they were going to at least give us a clash. They didn't even give us that.
Yeah, because that one teaser had just the black screen and lightsaber fighting stuff. I thought we'd get at least that.
Nah, we're not getting that until the movie, or if they do one more trailer.
I wonder.
I hope they don't.
I don't think they are. I think
it's interesting that the marketing team even had that.
Right, having all those sound effects.
Yeah, What
else do you have?
They literally just.
Well, in the teaser, it was just an activation at the end.
Played that.
Well, he's talking about there was a TV spot for the whole football thing, and
there was
one of them was just.
Yeah, and there was it. It sounded like Anakin's saber and clearly Kylo Ren's, and it was just kind of.
What I'm really hoping.
I saw that one. The screen was literally black.
Yeah.
And there was just sound. Maybe they were only given that. Here you go. This is probably what's going on, but we're not going to give you that because who knows where it will end up. But here are the sounds.
Now, my hope is that Finn's going to be losing, and then Luke's going to come in.
Yeah, I don't think because this is the snowy planet. I assume is a Star Killer base or around there.
Right.
I think maybe him and Ray kind of the adults aren't listening to us. We can do this ourselves. Let's sneak in at night and try something.
Right.
And they get caught.
They're so teenager.
I've heard a few whispers that there is a three-way duel or something, but I don't know.
Yeah.
See, that's what I was thinking. I was like, what if Rey comes in to save him? What if she's like, force powers?
That's true. That's true. But the fact that she's crying
there is
probably makes she failed.
Yeah, or there's at least.
Isn't she crying in what looks like a snowy?
Yeah, no, that's what
they're saying. Yeah.
And it's nighttime.
What if he gets injured and she's like, no, because Kylo Ren injured him.
Oh my God! What if this is the hand? What if this is the hand losing?
You can't do more hand losing. Maybe a leg or something instead.
Ew.
No, I'm calling it right now. Finn actually dies in this one.
Well,
that would be shocking.
Would this be a spoiler if I told Nate? Because
what?
I mean, it's kind of public knowledge, or no?
About what?
About John Boyega.
If I haven't heard it, then
okay, you haven't heard it, so never mind. I won't even talk about it.
Type it to me.
Oh, okay. I'll type it to you individually. You guys keep talking while I do this.
I'm not typing to him. I'll see it. Damn it.
Don't read it.
Well, it's not. It's something that is kind of known. But okay, keep talking while I do this to you.
Can we talk about lens flares?
Yeah, let's talk about lens flares.
Dude, now I'm.
I hope
I
people
like
don't
what they
joke
do.
about them. Yeah.
Well, people in my feed on Twitter were going nuts. I mean, it was just a bunch of stuff getting retweeted, I guess. But it's like people basically, oh yeah, well, tons of lens flares, blah blah blah. And I'm like, you know what? Every lens flare in this, I think, is perfectly motivated.
Oh yeah, it's definitely
Because
motivated. It's not like
This
even
is what cameras do. They do
actually
weird
Yeah.
things.
even in
I
Star
can't
Trek
believe
they
people
weren't I think people the joke got embellished, but even if you
Yeah.
go and rewatch the original Star Trek, all the lens flares were fine. Like there wasn't like excess
But-
of them.
Go back
But
and watch
I
Star
mean,
Wars.
They were doing a thing on Star Trek where they were literally shining lights into the, just off camera just to create extra flaring. Whereas
Yeah.
this, it's like the flaring is coming from, lightsabers just off screen and stuff like that. And it's like things that, okay, there actually is a bright object in the scene right there that we know what it is, and that's what's causing the flaring, so shut up.
Yeah.
I think
But I love
sadly
the-
that's really the only thing that people have to make fun of J.J. Abrams with.
Yeah.
That's really sad.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
He's
love
so
the-
talented. I'm so jealous. Oh, lens flares.
Yeah.
I got a thing for this. Like I kind of get a hard on for like edge of frame stuff, like where flares do weird things at the edge of the frame.
Yep.
And like when the sabers go off frame, they like flare up a little more. It's really
Yeah.
cool. They like
Yeah.
So
bounce
that's
back.
what will happen in an action camera.
Especially on Finn's shot. He's got that bright
Yeah.
Oh,
one
yeah.
coming down.
And I do it on my my own lightsaber duels. My flare that I use in optical flares is set up so that if it goes off toward the edge of the screen or off screen, it actually sends like a reflection back, like a blue, like just it kind of does like a blue wash over the whole frame.
Give it to me.
And can you guys just
I'll send it
imagine
over.
that our next Star Wars film is from Ryan Johnson?
yeah.
Yes.
Well,
Like,
That I keep telling
if it's
someone-
not already amazing that we get JJ Star Wars, we're gonna get Ryan Johnson Star Wars.
Not only that, but they're already filming it.
Yes. Like to think like I've watched a bunch of like reaction / reviews of the trailer so far, and everyone's like, it's so weird, and you don't want to get ahead of yourself. But the most exciting thing about this thing is that it's the first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is like for the next 3 years. No,
Yeah.
6 years.
Six,
Yeah,
yeah.
two and two.
Every other year we'll get one of these.
Yeah.
I watched the trailer one more time before my dad went to sleep. Well, he was out there. He just kept watching it. My dad's like huge Star Wars fan, and he hasn't been this hyped, I think, in like forever.
Yeah, no, all the way along, even with the other two, he's been like, I don't know, JJ.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but he's literally been watching it repeatedly, and just me, like, oh my god, what are words? And I'm like, what year is it? My dad, like childlike in the corner is like 1977, and I'm like, oh, that just makes me feel so good.
Okay, only because it's been like an hour. Do we have any closing thoughts? Because we're getting up there with the podcast time.
Star Wars.
Oh wait, let me see my list.
Nothing but Star
oh,
Wars.
things. What's your? I'm gonna pick one. Yeah. What's your favorite thing about the new movie in the trailer, or just all together? And what's your least favorite?
Okay, I can talk about that.
What are you looking least forward to?
Easy. Looking forward to another super weapon.
I
My
know.
most favorite thing is the theme, because that's actually a huge thing. I think people are kind of forgetting because it's very visually pleasing. But there is a whole voiceover that's going through, and there's this huge theme with the Force and the aspect of the Force, and the whole title of the movie is about the Force and what that means. So that would be my most favored thing, and then least favorite thing is the trench run.
I totally understand your favorite thing, because it's like, if you think about the original trilogy, there's, I guess because of it's the 70s and 80s, but there's not a ton of action. Like, it's a really great story. So yeah,
Right.
I think that's probably my favorite thing, is like seeing that JJ and the crew have not been all talk. This is clearly, when they go back to the OT, it's not just the practical stuff. It's like, I'm getting a sense of themes of belief and family and friends and stuff, and
Love and friendship.
yes,
The
and
feels.
overcoming impossible odds. My least favorite thing I have not given thought to, as much as I complain that people complain too much, I'm gonna say the absence of Luke.
Yeah, Yeah.
But I mean, I also look forward to it. But I'm like, I would be lying if I said, man, I wish I could see Skywalker.
At
right
least
now.
a voiceover or something from him, like just one at
Yeah.
the end of the trailer, like a voiceover, just so we know that he's in the movie, please, like definitively,
Yeah.
But they're gonna save it. They're not giving.
But think about that. That's gonna be so great when we're in the theater and he's revealed, and it's gonna be like ah moment,
Unless it's what people are saying, and because of all this deliberateness, that he's just a Force ghost. That better not. That can't be, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with my least favorite, probably lack of Luke, and I'm gonna go ahead and just go for a specific scene. As what I'm most looking forward to is that scene in the Falcon where Han is telling Rey and Finn about how all this stuff is true, because I think that's gonna be amazing.
Yep.
Yeah.
I almost wonder if he is like telling them the whole story, and that's maybe where these flashback scenes are going to come into play.
He's like
definitely
3PO and he's doing all the sound effects.
Holograms. I'm wondering what these holograms are all about here
Eater.
that are in the middle.
I think they're probably finding like where possibly Luke could be, or trying to probably get their
Yeah,
minds
maybe
together, and that's the reason why. Oh, go ahead.
Han's been looking for Luke for 30 years.
Oh my god, that's the thing. I don't
miss my
think
friend.
Luke was missing for 30 years. I think he's only been missing for a few years. I don't think they're gonna have him for a full 3 decades, just gone.
Yeah.
I think it's been. I think it's recent that he was
Very
missing.
Han's telling them, yeah, it's all true. I think. I haven't seen Luke in 3 decades. I'm starting to question whether he was real.
But that could be it. That could be the establishment of their conversation, is that they have this map, star map coming up, and they're like, okay, let's get our minds together. Let's think about where you could be. And then they're like, wait a minute, like, that's all that stuff is true? He's like a Jedi and all that kind of stuff, and that's where the conversation comes up.
Devil's advocate, the thing that could be happening here, based on like Finn's face and not just like Rey or what he's saying, it could just be for the trailer. He could be telling them about the super weapon.
Oh yeah, that's true. Oh, and how I could wipe out everything. Yeah.
Yeah, like this is the galaxy. They think they know where Luke is. This is why we have to stop them, because it's true, all of it.
That could be. You can have a graphic of like the base destroying like a sun, and it destroys like the entire solar system.
Yep. Mm.
Yeah, no, I like the idea that he's telling them exactly what we're hearing.
Yeah.
That's so much better. It makes me emotional inside. So my least favorite thing is we have to wait 2 months to see this.
Ooh.
Good one.
Very, very painful 2 months. Like I was telling my kids, like, let's just quit our jobs and just count down the days on our Star Wars calendars.
Yeah.
My least favorite thing, gosh, I really don't have one. Lack of Luke.
LOL.
Yeah, lack of, I don't.
LOL.
Everyone do this. Hashtag.
I'm gonna slap you. Lack of Luke. LOL. My favorite thing is it's 2015 and Star Wars Episode 7 is a thing. So this is something that I have, like, when I was a kid, like when I first became a filmmaker or wanted to be a filmmaker, it was like, I want to make Star Wars Episode 7. It was like, you're crazy. That's never going to happen. It's totally happening. So that's the most amazing thing in the world. I really want to see the lightsaber duels. That's what I'm really, really looking forward to, because the OT had some, they weren't too keen on choreography. The prequels were all choreography and nothing else. And
The
this,
prequels had one good duel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was gonna say.
but even then, I mean, that's really all you're referring to Obi-Wan versus
Yeah.
Darth Maul.
Okay, yeah.
That's what got me.
Good.
Yeah, no, that's what hooked me when I was a kid. That was the defining moment in my life when I realized Star Wars was the greatest thing in the whole world. So I'm really stoked to see that same thing and feel that same way in the newer films. So
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. Can't wait for it. So we're actually 3 of the 4 people here are gonna actually watch it together, which is gonna be amazing. But
Are we gonna podcast then?
Oh, dude, yes.
At IHOP
Immediately
at 3 in
after.
the morning.
Yeah. Nate, where are you gonna watch it? What's your?
Right here in my hometown. It's same theater I saw Episode 3 at. It's sort of a nostalgia thing for me.
Very awesome.
Gotta see it there.
That's awesome. Okay, well, thank you guys for listening to our podcast. As always, this is
Ricky.
jerk.
Nate.
and your host Antoine Vandelay. Peace, love, and may the force be with you always.
Always.
And also with you.
And also with
And then what else comes into